September the 20th, 2022 at 4:30 to order, and ask the county attorney, Mr. Jackson, to give the invocation.
Yes, sir. Lord, thank you again for the time to come together, but especially today with the budget, Lord. These gentlemen are using your wisdom to do what is best for the individual folks in Lincoln County and their tax money. And I know you want us to all be good stewards of your money and of the tax money, Lord. We ask that you guide us and lead us in your way. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. The purpose of this meeting is to do several things. One would be the 2022 millage rate, the 2022 tax levy resolution, the FY 2023 general fund budget amendments, and the FY 2023 miscellaneous fund budget amendments. Is there a motion that we approve the agenda?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Cloud. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Agenda item number 4 is the 2022 millage rate. Director Dawes.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, you have in your packet the 5-year history. It was published in the Lincoln Journal as required by law. If you'll take a look at the far right-hand column, you'll notice that I'm asking you to set a millage rate of 8.4 mils, which will generate $2,946,419, which is a decrease in the amount of tax dollars that we received from last year by about $65,198, or about a 2.1% increase. Mr. Chairman, I'm asking for a motion to set the millage rate at 8.4 mils for Lincoln County Board of Commissioners.
You've heard the report from the Finance Director. Is there a motion that we set the county's millage rate at 8.4 mils?
That's going to move, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second?
I'll second it, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Clyde.
I thought the written dog said the increase of 2.16 was actually a decrease.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yes,
I may
decrease.
it's a decrease.
2.16.
Thank you. I apologize.
Is a decrease, 2.644. Any other questions? All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Item 5 is the 2022 tax levy resolution. Director Dawes.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, you may or may not remember that the law requires the Board of Commissioners to actually set the tax levy for the consolidated levy. And so what this resolution I'm fixing to read will contain the levy for the county, the levy for the school M&O, the levy for the school bond, and the levy for the development authority, as well as the assessment for solid waste. And Mr. Chairman, I will read the resolution. State of Georgia, County of Lincoln, resolution. Approval of the tax levy for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023. Whereas the Board of Commissioners of Lincoln County, Georgia, sitting for county purposes this 20th day of September 2022, does hereby order that there be collected by the Tax Commissioner of Lincoln County, Georgia, for tax year 2022 such amounts as may be produced by the following tax rates for county purposes, to wit: county 8.400 mils, and whereas upon the direction of the Board of Education for Lincoln County, Georgia, it is hereby ordered that there shall be levied and assessed upon the property subject to taxation for educational purposes the following tax rates, to wit: school maintenance and operations 13.393 mils, and school bonds 2.300 mils. And whereas for the purpose of industrial and economic development on behalf of the Development Authority for Lincoln County, Georgia, it is ordered that there be levied and assessed the following tax rate for industrial and economic purposes, to wit: Development Authority 0.789 mils. And whereas therefore the total of all tax rates equals 24.882 mils, and whereas it is ordered pursuant to the Code of Lincoln County, Georgia, at Chapter 58-150 Esqual. Did I say that correct, Mr. Attorney? Thank you. that the minimum assessment for residential solid waste for residents of all unincorporated areas of Lincoln County is hereby set at $222.60 per owner or occupant of each residential unit, including all residential units located in manufactured home parks and boat clubs. Now therefore be it resolved that the Tax Commissioner of Lincoln County, Georgia is ordered to collect all said taxes for all said taxes for county, school, and industrial purposes as levied for tax year 2022, and to pay them over to the proper authorities as required by Georgia law. This resolution shall be recorded in the minutes of the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners, duly read, approved, and adopted by the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners this 20th day of September 2022. The Lincoln County Board of Commissioners. Mr. Chairman, I'd ask for a motion to adopt the resolution as read.
Is there a motion that we adopt the resolution for the tax levy for these agencies?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Director Dawson.
Mr. Chairman, the next item on the agenda is that we need to amend the general fund budget that we adopted earlier this year for some changes that we need to make now that we've adopted a millage rate, and I will read the resolution. State of Georgia, County of Lincoln, resolution. Approval of amended annual balanced general fund budget for fiscal year 2022-2023. Whereas the annual balanced general fund budget for fiscal year 2022-2023 was adopted by the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners on June 9, 2022, as required by Article 1, Chapter 81 of Title 36 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated, OCGA. And whereas Section 36-81-3 Sub D of OCGA provides that local governments' budgets may be amended to adapt to the changing governmental needs during the budget period, and that such amendments shall be adopted by ordinance or resolution. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Lincoln County, Georgia, and it is hereby resolved by authority of the same, that amendments to the annual balanced general fund budget for fiscal year 2023 beginning on July 1st, 2022 and ending on June 30th, 2023 in the form attached hereto are hereby adopted. Duly read, approved, and adopted by the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners this 20th day of September 2023. I will skip the signature page, reading Attachment A, amended annual balanced general fund budgets for fiscal year 2023. Revenues, all general fund revenues. The amendments are $966,407. So the amended budget would be, the amended revenue budget is $8,311,056. Expenditures, Board of Commissioners, amending the budget $23,636 for a final budget of $205,606. Tax Commissioner amending the budget $4,665 with a final budget of $211,339. Board of Tax Assessors amending the budget by $12,387 for a total budget of $206,132. General Administration reducing the budget by $209,723 for a final budget of $448,067. Finance increasing the budget by $8,569 for a final budget of $167,095. County Attorney, no change. Final budget $34,320. Information Technology, increasing the budget by $24,727 for a final budget of $93,449. Records Retention, reducing the budget by $12,594 with a final budget of $0. Board of Equalization, increasing the budget by $21 for a final budget of $8,146. Board of Elections, increasing the budget by $12,497 for a final budget of $121,563. Capital purchases, increasing the budget by $38,120 for a final budget of $98,220. Employer liability, reducing the budget by $28,121 for a final budget of $626,819. Building and grounds is a new budget, so it did not have a budget in the other items, so the amendment would be its entire budget, which is $1,162,725 for a final budget of $1,162,725. Clerk of Superior Court increasing by $4,716 for a final budget of $193,549. Tombs Judicial Circuit increasing the budget by $5,015 for a final budget of $62,095. Probate Magistrate Court increasing the budget by $10,329 for a final budget of $207,789. Sheriff's Office increasing the budget by $96,111 for a final budget of $854,064. Jail reducing the budget by $52,856 for a final budget of $717,658. Sheriff's Office Specials increasing by $1,615 for a final budget of $2,629. Office of Emergency Services increasing the budget by $121,966 for a final budget of $1,103,431. Volunteer Fire Departments, no change in their budget. Final budget is $30,273. Coroner's Office increasing the budget by increasing the budget by $3,691 for a final budget of $18,504. Road Department reducing the budget by $11,142 for a final budget of $378,467. LMIG State Road Grants reducing that budget by $119,517 for a final budget of $391,393. County Shop reducing the budget by $28,275 for a final budget of $66,006. Community Services reducing the budget by, increasing the budget by $2,560 for a total budget of $68,491. Transit increasing the budget by $7,335 for a final budget of $126,170. Senior Citizens Program reducing the budget by $11,001 for a final budget of $97,249. Lincoln Center reducing the budget by $8,069 for a final budget of $8,877. Leisure Services, no change. They were not budgeted this year, so zero budget for leisure services. Recreation reducing the budget by $14,174 for a final budget of $150,601. Library reducing the budget by $11,367 for a final budget of $160,089. Cooperative Extension reducing the budget by $376 for a final budget of $70,905. Planning and Permits increasing by $466 for a final budget of $29,327. Code Enforcement reducing the budget by $7,427 for a final budget of $34,789. Geographic Information System increasing the budget by $1,203 for a final budget of $46,108. The Development Authority increasing the budget by $26,740 for a final budget of $109,048. With the final budget for Lincoln County being $8,311,056. Mr. Chairman, I'd ask for a motion to accept the amendments as read.
Is there a motion that we adopt the amended annual balanced budget fund fiscal year 2022-2023 of $8,311,056?
I so move, Mr. Chair.
Got a motion, is there a second?
I'll second, Mr. Chair.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion on the motion?
Yeah.
Commissioner Clyde.
The buildings and grounds.
A lot of that came from other parts. that
That's
we
what I
couldn't
thought. Didn't we talked about that one time, and, so we're trying to track it a little better.
use. Yeah,
and move it to a different.
we just made some changes in it. It's, none of that's really a whole lot of new money. It's just taking some of these is done, like, we had people who work for the road department at the recreation department, and we put all that other buildings and grounds.
And it added up to 1.16.
So,
Director Dawson.
So the other thing, and the chairman's going to mention in his comments later, there is about, so the ambulance service, the building that was approved for the ambulance service, that $600,000 is in that budget. It has to be, it's a building, so it's a capital project in there. The camera project that the board has approved has to be somewhere. It's in, that was $175,000. So there is, and those were all revenue dollars coming in. So all of our expenses have revenue coming in. We're actually lowering the amount of tax dollars that were required for the expenditure.
Any other questions? I have a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye. All opposed, like sign, motion carried. The next item 7 is the FY 2023 miscellaneous fund budget amendments. Director Dawson.
Mr. Chairman, I will read the resolution. State of Georgia, County of Lincoln, resolution. Approval of the amended annual balanced all other funds budget for fiscal year 2022-2023. Whereas the annual balanced all other funds budget for fiscal year 2022-2023 was adopted by the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners on June 9, 2022, as required by Article 1, Chapter 81 of Title 36 of the Official Codes of Georgia Annotated, OCGA. Whereas Section 36-81-3 sub D of OCGA requires that local government budgets, provides that local government budgets may be amended to adapt to the changing governmental needs during the budget period, and that such amendments shall be adopted by ordinance or resolution. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Lincoln County, Georgia, and it is hereby resolved by the authority of the same, that amendments to the annual balanced all other funds budget for fiscal year 2023 beginning on July 1st, 2022 and ending on June 30th, 2023 in the form attached hereto are hereby adopted. Duly read, approved, and adopted by the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners this 20th day of September 2022. Signature page. I will read attachment A. Attachment A, amended annual balanced all other funds budget for fiscal year 2022-2023. Law Library, no change. The final budget is $2,800. Condemned Funds Fund, no change. The final budget is $5,000. Jail Fee Fund, reduction of $3,300. The final budget $6,700. Drug Education Fund, no change. The final budget is $1,500. E911 Fund, increase of $53,767. A final budget of $419,539. Family Connections Fund, no change. Final budget of $82,600. Workforce Development Fund, no change. Final budget of $1,500,000. American Rescue Grant Fund, increase of $51,719. Final budget is $821,000. Hotel Motel Fund, no change. Final budget is $33,518. SPLOST 6 Fund, increase of $439,894. The final budget is $810,894. SPLOST 7 Fund, an increase of $429,000. Final budget is $800,000. T-SPLOST Fund, an increase of $125,000. The final budget is $800,350. Water Fund, an increase of $410,558. Final budget is $1,566,458. Solid Waste, a decrease of $195,080. The final budget is $981,420. The total of all of our other funds budgets is, the new budget is $7,831,779. And the only thing I would add, Mr. Chairman, is that these budgets all stand alone, even though I read that gross number, that combined number, each budget stands on its own. Mr. Chairman, I'd ask for a motion to adopt the resolution as amended, as read, I'm sorry.
And our recommendation, we adopt the balanced budget of all other funds.
So moved.
Fiscal year 2022. Have a motion by Commissioner Tanksley. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, and the motion is carried. Before we adjourn the meeting, I want to make just a little statement. First, I want to thank Director Doss and his staff for presenting this budget and working on it for the last few months. Pretty tired. Also to our constitutional officers, sheriff, probate judge, clerk of superior court, and the tax commissioner for working with us on their budgets, and the county's department heads all working with us on their budgets. And I appreciate the input from all of them. The commissioners, y'all have looked and worked on these budgets and know what we have approved. I want to recap just a minute of it so the public can also understand what we have done collectively as department heads, constitutional officers, and the county commission. The FY23 budget that we just passed includes of that $8,311,056, $851,000 of ARP monies, American Rescue money, as well as United States Department of Agriculture grant that is included in the general fund budget of the 8.311056. With that amount removed, our expenditures only increased $115,000, or 1.5% over the FY22 budget. $851,000 from ARP and USDA will fund the new substation of the Office of Emergency Services, security systems for governmental buildings and property, and scanning projects and records for the Office of the Clerk of the Superior Court and Juvenile Courts. This budget also gave raises to county employees of not less than 3%. That is cost of living raises, and those, that 3%, as you know, some were higher than 3%, but none were less than 3%. And that was a total cost of $198,600. Also in this budget is added a new position for a full-time fireman with the Office of Emergency Service beginning in January. This budget also is approved on the property tax side. If you read it, it's going to say the ad valorem tax, but I call it the property tax. But we are getting $65,198 less in property tax revenues than we did last year. That's a negative 4.9% difference of what we got. So we're actually operating the county with property taxes less than we did last year. We reduced the millage rate from 9.6 to 8.4 mills, which is a reduction of 1.2 mills. I think that if you'll go look later on this year when the Department of Revenue puts out all the reports when they collect them all from the counties, that you will find us in the lower part of millage rates out of Georgia's 159 counties. And there's going to be some that are less than ours. But if you compare us some of the surrounding counties. And I'll just give you an example. I was 8.4. Hancock County is over 17 mills. I think Warren County is around 13 something, Wilkes is 11 something. We're right in with Columbia County. We're both at the 8 point something millage rate. So I think that we have done a good job of giving our employees raises that we need. We're still not where we need to be. We're going to have to look at raises again over the next few years like we have the last few years. Fortunately, our digest grew by an unprecedented growth this year, which enabled us to be able to do some things that we could do, like these raises, and add this new position on that hopefully over the years, and I mean many years, that we'll be able to have a fire department just like we have a sheriff's department and an EMS office. The fire department is just as important as the sheriff or the ambulance. If you need a fire truck, I know, I've been there. Mine like to burn up. But a fire department is, as we all know and we've talked about in meetings, the day of volunteers is dwindling. As generations change, you're not going to have people. I think every fire department in our county would tell you that it's getting harder and harder and harder to find volunteers. I want the fire departments to know how much we do appreciate them, and I'm speaking on behalf of the commissioners. What they do to volunteer their time and serve the people of this county is unmeasured. But I think we have to think down the road as to what's going to happen in the next 10 years. We'll probably always have to use the help of volunteer fire departments for a long time. But I think we do have to look at what's taking place and what's going to take place down the road to provide the protection, fire protection for the people just like we do the others. So this is, my hope is that next year that we add another one, and the next year we add another one, and the next year we add another one until we can cover it 24 hours a day. And then as the county continues to grow and things happen like they have to, we won't. I hate to beat around the bull's head all the time, but I tell people that the new substation on Highway 220, after a lot of study was done and the location was determined about where it needed to be, we were able to do this with American Rescue money, which is money that was given to governments across the country for capital improvements. And if we hadn't had that money, then we wouldn't be building a building down there because we couldn't afford it with the general fund money. So I think we're wisely using this money for the protection of people and their property and lives. And of course, the records, the historic records that have to be kept in the Clerk of Superior Court's office, that's an old term, but the Clerk of Court's office, that $70-something thousand that we agreed to spend and put in this budget would preserve the records, and they will be on computer and not in here. Something happened in the courthouse, burn up, and all your records are destroyed. All this will be on. Be computerized, and even the clerk's authority. Also, that's money I think is well spent. And of course, as you can see, the days living that we're doing, the security of our people and our employees and all of our county buildings and facilities, we have included about I think it's approximately $175,000 in updated and additional camera systems that will take care of our buildings. That's where that $851,000 came from that Commissioner Clyde, you asked about. And Commissioner Tanksley, I know as it's in the budget, it's also in the revenue. It's in the expenditure, but it's also in the revenue column. It offsets a lot of that when you get down to it. So, you know, when you look at the whole thing, we got about a $16 million budget that Lincoln County is now doing. And I can tell you in 1980, total budget was less than $1 million. So that's the difference of things that happened in the last 40 years. But I appreciate all of you and what you do, and the time you spend coming to these meetings, and it's every meeting y'all go to. They tell you that the most important thing a county commissioner does in their duties as a county commissioner is the budget. And I am proud of the budget that we got. I think we're spending the county's money wisely. And thank goodness, I know everybody's not gonna see a tax reduction because of valuations. But we did all we could do by reducing that amount and even taking less than we did last year with a budget that's got a slight increase in it. When you take this $851,000 out of the budget and add it back up, we got something like a 1.5% increase in our budget. So when you give a 3% raise, you got a 1.5% increase in your budget. When you back out something that's put back in, it doesn't come from property taxes. You've got a good budget. With that said, I appreciate all of you taking the time to come. I know that two of our commissioners, one's farming and one's logging. They had to get off work to come, and we got two that was playing golf, and they left the golf course and came over to the meeting. With that said, is there a motion that we adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
There a second. Got a motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Tankley. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. We adjourn.